That's right, we're back. Hi everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. We're gonna continue the level 200 grind. We're at level 196 now, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're not there yet, but we're getting very close now. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say there too, and it just sort of left me. Or something else I was gonna do real quick. Oh yeah, I guess my webcam position. Yeah, I gotta change that real quick. And then we can get the fuck out of here. We unlock the chat box. Webcam box. Move this up here. Move the chat box down there. There we go. We're all set. Most likely continue Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted next week. Because I unfortunately still don't have the free time to do 2-hour streams regularly. So for this whole week, for EXP Boost Week, I'm just doing 1 hour a day as I usually do, but of just this, obviously. So I'm not going to miss days of EXP Boost for Phantasy Star, so... For anybody wondering, now you know what my plans are. Okay, I think that's set up, and... yeah, I guess we're good to go. Oh, that's what I was going to check. Yep, that works fine. Works fine too. Okay, cool. Last minute checks, you know how it is. Alright, let's do this. Quiet. Too quiet. Level 196, 303 hours of playtime, including an entire normal mode story playthrough. We got new lobby music that hopefully also isn't DMCA or anything. Which the other one isn't, it's not even, it's just being claimed by some asshole that's not even related to Sega. I've already said that a million times. We got the Easter event going on, and it's playing really epic music for these Easter eggs. It's kind of interesting. Also, it looked like we saw Sheena go into a lobby just now or something. Start up a game. If that was her name, I kind of forgot. Let me see, did I need to do any character management? Because of course I never... yes, I did. I'm like, because of course I never remember to do it between streams. So we're gonna start with that first. And then we're off to the races. Oh, it plays the music in here too. Giant crystal Easter eggs. Fancy. We might actually have a raid target at the end of stream today too, if they're still streaming when I finish. They probably will be. It is a Saturday. Oh god, some of these things probably aren't even gonna fit. Oh shit, they all fit! Alright. And this dye fluid... I'll just drop that there. Alright, so I hinted this at the end of last Phantasy Star stream. I'm gonna hit y'all... well, for some of y'all, it's gonna be a nostalgic, super throwback soundtrack. For some, you might not even know what the hell this is. And be like, what the fuck? But for me, it's definitely a super nostalgic throwback. And I've been sort of going down a rabbit hole recently on this. I'll let you guess, and then I'll introduce it. Here we go. What was that logo?
What? What the fuck? Dylan!
Should be pretty obvious by now. For those who don't know and haven't figured it out, this is the soundtrack to Maple Story.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I decided to go down a nostalgic rabbit hole over the past month or so. I actually started before the last time we streamed this, but I was sort of in the middle of playing music from my regular playlist that we were working through, right? And then I decided, you know what? I've managed to scrounge up enough music from this franchise or this MMO from way back in the day to make a decent sized playlist out of it. Why not just play that on stream next time? We're grinding this out. So here it is. I do have to adjust the volume, of course. There we go, so I'm not screaming over it. It's not like I haven't mentioned the game before. It's where I got my grind ethic from. For everybody wondering how I can tolerate murdering this dragon over and over and over and nothing else for 300, well, not exactly 300 hours, but approaching 300 hours. Yeah, I got my grind ethic from Maple Story. Back in the days, even after Big Bang a little bit, but especially before that, the Big Bang update. That was what that game entailed. You murdered the same group of enemies, no matter how optimal the EXP game was, and no matter what job class you played. You pretty much had to murder the same group of enemies over and 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 over, and then multiply that by like 1,000,000. They gained like 10% EXP towards one level up. Yeah, that was the way of Maple Story way back then. From what I've heard, because I've been looking into it, without trying to like spoil any new story stuff that they added to it. From what I've heard, it's still just as grindy towards the end, but only towards the end. Like the first 200 levels now are like what used to be level 1 through 30, essentially. Back in the day. Now it's a lot more manageable, because that's like where the main bulk of the new storyline is. They went, from what I've been hearing, they went down like the FF14 route. Where like your character is like the main character of some semi-main character, not the only hero, but you know, of this like long-running storyline and stuff. I was like, you know what, I might check this game out eventually, someday. And if I do, I'll do it on stream, but I can't promise when. Okay, so don't get your hopes up, but that is what I plan to do. Yeah, in the meantime, we'll just listen to the soundtrack. Opening up a box of Dragon Loops, Alucard's got it. Yeah. I played, and speaking of killing the same monster over and over again for millions of hours to gain 10% of an EXP bar, as is Maple Stories won't. I do remember because it depended on the class you played, but for the most part, because of the respawn rate of monsters, you usually had to have like a route, like a sort of semicircular route you took in whatever map you were grinding in. I do remember that too. That was a thing. There was like an optimal route that you would, you know, take as you murdered everything. As you murdered the same exact monster for thousands of hours. I'm remembering my grind in the Temple of Time, because I was close to the end. Back when the max level of Maple Story was 200, like in this game. Yeah, I was in the Temple of Time, and then the Door to the Future, which is still technically a Temple of Time. It just warps you into like an apocalyptic future setting. It was Dark Areve, I believe. Yeah, I had level 200 mobs, and that's where I finished getting level 200. It took forever to kill them. But it was sort of a fitting and epic place, I think. When and if I start streaming MapleStory again, I will show the place I'm talking about. I'm not gonna forget it, obviously. That grind, even though it was on and off, because I mean, with how grindy it was, it took a lot for anybody to stay committed for, you know, extended periods of time without stopping to like socialize or fuck around and do something else with friends, you know? So for everyone, it was pretty much on and off. And so on and off, I remember I basically went from 2006 to 2012, so it took me roughly 6 years. 6 years to reach level 200. Again, on and off. It would take less if I was a robot with no no capacity for understanding what boredom is. If I couldn't register boredom or tedium, I would have finished in probably, you know, a couple years maybe? 2? 3? Maybe? Maybe less, actually. If you could just turn off boredom in your head, you know? But then there's also repetitive stress injury on the hands, so no, it wouldn't be that simple, but you know what I mean. Just in general. Alright, so that was the intro title screen music. And now this is the revamped beginner area. Maple Island. I say revamped because this is when they added, this is when they supposedly added like a proper storyline to the original classes of the game, the Explorers. This was like a year or two right after I reached 200 and left the game. So I haven't seen what that's like yet, but this is the music from it. We're starting an adventure full of wonder. Enjoy! That's what this song like screams, just what by how it sounds. Yeah, I'm not looking for anything, I can just go. Hey, Slantis! Hi, Lantis! Where is it? How you doing, sis? She's little sis right now. She's not tall Lantis, she's short Lantis. It's cute. I really like this look. You know what sells it for me? It's the two like pom-pom things on the hat. It's just really cute. Look like a Sega Knights what were the main characters called for that game? I would call it franchise, but I don't know if it's did it have any sequels? Does anybody know? If Sega Knights had more than one game? I don't think so. Yeah, I remember playing that game. First time I ever touched that game was in the fuck was it was in a Macy's in a shopping mall, because they used to have little tiny kiosks where they let you preview like new video game consoles that were being advertised. And so they had like a little Sega Saturn, I think is where that game came out. They had a little Sega Saturn setup propped up with a little TV and everything, you could play it. Those were the days. I remember when there was that same shop at some point had I remember when they had a Sega Genesis set up. They had Sonic and Knuckles, I believe. A couple years later, they had a Super Mario 64. They were showing the N64 off, you know. I always liked the little kiosk they had. They had the controller attached in such a way so you couldn't like steal it. But it satisfied my OCD, the little like, this really thick like hard rubber plastic thing that would hold the controller in place, basically. I just thought it was really cool. And it had a little transparent box so you could see the console inside, but not, you know, you couldn't touch it and once you're breaking it or anything. And everything was, of course, like, you know, it was kid height, because, you know, at that point in time, video games in general were predominantly marketed towards kids. The mainstream games, anyway. It's Lit Harbor music. Fresh off the boat of Maple Island. First stop, Victoria Island, Lit Harbor. Hey, start your adventure. Well, this is relaxing, comfy grind music, isn't it? Now, I have most of the classic music. So, just to be clear, this first video on the playlist is actually a 5.5-hour montage. Well, I can't really call it a montage, but like, it's a 5.5-hour playlist in and of itself, but in one video. I should just say the title, it explains it better. For those who know the game. It's called the Explorer's Journey to Defeat the Black Mage, I think it is. So it basically plays not everything, but most of the music that you would hear if you started like a level 1 Explorer in MapleStory, and then played through the entire storyline to the end, to level 300, what the level cap is now, when the story ended and everything. It's 5.5 hours. So most of the first half is gonna be like a lot of the classic music from way back when I played. And then most of the second half is gonna be new music. Well, for me it's new. For the stuff that they added leading up to the final battle, way after I stopped playing. And let me tell you, it's quite a tonal shift. It's a tonal shift. So the first couple hours, which means for us, first couple streams, be very chill, laid-back music for the most part. And then the last 2 hours, gonna get, by comparison, anyway, it's gonna get a little crazy. The soundtrack becomes really like, they can tell that their budget got bigger and they went all out. Soundtrack becomes more intense, sort of more epic. Totally different vibe by the end. What's gonna be funny is if I reach level 200 on that guy. That guy or the Hildy Bear. mushies. Kill the cute mushrooms. Oh, for fuck's sake. I fired at just the right time for him to pivot and turn away. Well, now we gotta sit through this crap.
A test of your...
Bruh.
Test of your bros. Oh, this is the perfect music for having to sit through some shit like this. Damn. Frick. Ding, ding, ding. Here, cover for a bit, Ultima. here real quick. Seems Lantis went home. But I wanted to give a quick shout out to her anyway. There we go. Just to thank her for stopping by. She might also still be in chat too. So thanks, Lantis. Appreciate it, sis. Wait, I'm supposed to kill this guy. I don't know why I just ran right by him. There we go. Rap. Hey, first Dragon's Claw of the night. It's by far the sleepiest music in the game right here. Linnea. The forest. For the mage job class. Dun. Cammy? From Street Fighter? We found a disc of Braveman. Oh, with 55 hit! From an Arlen.
You son of a bitch.
Well, congrats to Cammy. I just realized, at least appearance-wise, I don't know much about personality. Though I don't, well, who knows? But appearance-wise, I just realized Cammy has kind of a resemblance to, for me anyway, it's kind of a resemblance to Aika from PSO2. She's fresh on my mind right now because, I'm finally watching the PSO2 anime. The one that, like, well, from what I can see so far, it seems to be like a bit of a prequel or ramp up to, episode 4 of the game, so. I'm like halfway through it. It's only 12 episodes. I just finished episode 6. I'm halfway done. Oh, I see there's some extra episodes listed for that are like they're called comic something or other, so I'm guessing those are like little mini skit episodes or something. So far, it is filling in the blanks for some of the stuff that happened in episode 4 that I didn't fully understand. Mainly pertaining to like characters that kind of just came out of nowhere. That I was like, who the fuck are these people? I'm getting context now. I'm like, hey. Planning on watching episode Oracle afterwards. Not in a big rush for that one though, because that's literally just it's just episodes 1 through 3 of the game, but you just watch instead of playing it, which is obviously always way more boring. I'd rather play a video game than, you know, watch a movie, that kind of thing. But I'll still check it out. I did like episode 6 for being what do you call it? The obligatory fan service episode though. It took place in a hot spring, and of course Aika was featured and wearing almost nothing. No, well actually yeah, nothing at some point, but yeah, very good fan service. Good shit.
He's pulling his cock out!
I was like, no, not almost nothing. She was actually completely naked there for a sec. I remember seeing that and I was like, ah, anime has not changed. I like it. But that anime is also from like early to mid 2010s. Whenever episode 4 was like becoming a thing. That was around there. I think it was mid 2010s, yeah. Which is insane to think that's now 10 years ago. Like, holy shit. I'm like, wait a minute, 2016 was 10 years ago?
What?
That's the reaction. Friendship point. One of the first times it... Well, no, it's happened before, but it's pretty rare. The head didn't hit me. Gotta take a drink of water.
Son of a bitch.
That was it. That was the last one for today anyway. We will continue this next time. Boom, 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 boom. Might as well crack these open. Because yeah, it's been just about an hour at this point. That's a lot of telepipes. It's kind of funny that's all we got. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. It's been an hour. And we'll continue this tomorrow. So as always, thank y'all very much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I hope y'all enjoyed the little Maple Story music. Nostalgic for some people at least, including myself. Let's see, where the hell are we? Just so I know where we're... Yeah, an hour in. Yeah, so I'm gonna jet. But as I always like to say, thank y'all very much for watching, and please take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't die. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And normally I would close it out there, but there might be someone that I haven't rated in a long time that might be checking out. Maybe. Oh, I see. I'll probably switch back over in a minute. That's why. Yeah. Not yet, but, you know. In a second. Alright, there, now that I got it set up. Let me get Vaughn out of here. Alright. Take your exit in style, Vaughn. Let's see, it's Alt-G, right? Yeah, there we go. He's bound out of this mess. There we go.
Son of a...
Anyway. Alright, I'm outie. Like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, don't die. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Bye, everybody. Have a great time. I'll go ahead and send this raid out too.